guys can see that okay? Exam review part 3, I guess. Section 2.8. The first thing I need you to know for 2.8 is to be able to determine if a function is 1-to-1. So I'm going to give you an equation, and I'm going to say, is this guy 1-to-1? Here's your example. I picked this out of the book earlier. F is equal to x cubed plus 8. So you could just plot some points. You can use your graphing calculator. You can use definition, I guess. If this is, let's say, h right there, if you remember what x cubed looks like, let's just be shifted up 8, right? It looks something like this. You can graph it if you want on your machine, but you should see that it passes the horizontal line test, right? So then the answer would simply be, since f of x passes the horizontal line test, then it is 1-to-1. Okay, no big deal. Hope that's doable. Move on, unless you have some questions on example 1. Given a function f of x, find f inverse. Okay, so example 2. This is the one I chose earlier in my previous class. We'll do another one we can after this. So I chose this one because it looked hard. So step 1, right? What is step 1?
Y equals with.
Yeah, we gotta change, right? Change the f to y. So that'll give us y equals 2x plus 3. Step 2. Yeah, change or swap x and y. So we get this. Okay. Step 3 is the actual work. But if you get this far, you got a bunch of points already, so that's good. Yeah, you could think of it as cross or multiplying, however you want to think about it. And so technically, I'm just going to cancel the fractions by multiplying by y minus 1. If you want to think of it the other way, that's fine. I don't like to use shortcuts or tricks unless you've mastered the basics. But if you want to use them, you can. Does that make sense? I'm not against them. I like them. But basics first. So multiply both sides by y minus 1. I forgot to write the x. both sides, y minus 1, y minus 1, right? So now I have this guy. So distribute your x and you will get xy minus x equal to 2y plus 3. Let's skip the minor step here. You guys still with me? Is that okay? Let me know. Next step is get all the y on one side, all the x, all the other stuff, the other side. So I'm going to move the 2y over here. So if I move it over, it's subtraction. If I add the x over, it is addition. Skip 2 minor steps there as well. You guys see how we got from here to here? So the next step, so I'll make a note here. Multiply by LCD. Isolate y variable. So we got a factor x minus 2, 3 plus x out of space. I'm going to do the rest on the next page. I'll wait a bit. Are you guys cool in this first few steps? It's not weird.
You said y, isolate y what?
Y variable. You just say isolate y, whatever. I don't have to be fancy. Okay. So the next step, what are we going to do? Solving for y. So what's the next final step? Yeah, let's do it. So we're going to divide both sides by x minus 2. Double check. Okay, so these cancel, leaving it y equal to. If you prefer to write it this way, it's totally fine. So f inverse of x is equal to x plus 3 over x minus 2. So this is 4. I just didn't write the instructions. When you solve for y, you just change it to f inverse. Okay. Any questions on any of the steps? Beginning, middle, end, whatever.
No, what's their homework associated with 2.8
Should have been. Did I not write?
We ever got one?
Since I forgot, I'm going to give you something that I recommend to practice, but I won't require it. Okay, because I should have. And then that's a little late in the game. I would feel bad. I would think it's unfair to make you do extra at this point, but you should practice a little bit. Okay. Anyway, any other questions on this problem? Okay. One subject thing. I don't think that was it. So 2.8. Only thing I'm going to ask about is what is this function 1-to-1? Yes or no? Why? Given a function, find the inverse like so. That's it. You guys have any? So at this point, we're going to leave the rest of the time for homework problems. So that is it for review. So what questions are you guys struggling with? So do you have any problems you got stuck on, or weird, or you're wondering, you see it on the exam, stuff like that, let me know. We have a good amount of time.
For formula sheet, the only equations we need are like difference quotient, average change, net change, and then we put something FOIL on there too. But then that's it.
If you want to put some algebra formulas, you can, but you're talking about the binomial expansion, right? The squares.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can put that on there. Not required. Difference of squares, factoring formula or multiplying formula, binomial formula, sure.
So it's just those three formulas we need.
Yeah, and if you happen to forget one, you can ask during the test, and I'll put it on the board for you as well. It's not a big deal. It's not about memorization. It's about you knowing how to use it. Okay. But yeah, if you're going to bring a form sheet, difference quotient and change are going to be needed for sure. I don't recall any others. Let me see. I want to put the vertex formula just in case there's a parabola problem. How do you find a vertex? That's about it, really. The algebra formulas are up to you if you need them. Put this optional. Recommended, I guess. Any other questions? Yes.
I'll let you. I was confused on how to do problems 39.
I just realized I forgot my book somewhere. Sorry, hold on a second. I left it outside. Oh, what number were you asking about? Sorry.
Number 39 and 45.
39 to 45. I don't have the book. What were the instructions?
It was about like the FSU, but then it gave like a table of values instead of like equations.
Okay. You know what? I might have the figure. Sorry, what section was it? I finally got my book open. 2-7. Okay, 2.7. Okay. What category? One more time.
Numbers 39 and 40.
39. Oh, I see. Okay. So they had the one with the box, right? Let me draw the box real quick because I don't have the sharing option right now. Okay, so these will be the outputs of F. Sorry about the delay. Kind of scared I lost my book though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this will be the outputs of F. My box is looking really like garbage. Okay. So the book says that if you plug in 1 for the X, the F will spit out a 2. G will spit out a 3. Plug in 2, you get a 3 and a 5. This is just given to you. This is not anything special. We're going to use this to solve the problem. Plug in 5, you get 6, 1. And the last one, if you plug in 6, you get 3, 4. That's a 6, I promise. I can see it, but so the question says, so 39, right? Find F of G of 2. So what they're asking you to do is find the output of G of 2 first. So look at G of 2. What output do you get at G, right? See what I mean? So that output then goes into the F. So this is actually 5. F of 5, and now we go to F. What's going on at F when you have 5? Get a 6. So that's all you have to do. So we do another one, let's say 41. F of 1, which sounds weird, right? So go to F and see what's happening at 1. We get a 2, right? So that this becomes a 2. So now we have F of 2. Go to 2. What's happening at F at 2? We get a 3. Does that make sense? 40. Do one more since we drew this box and spent so much time on it. F of G of 6. This is composition type, so it's different. That means F of, let's sum to the first one. G of 6, right? So remember what the notation means. So G of 6 is actually 4, right? So this becomes 4. Now what's happening at 4 for the F? 1. Does that make sense? So instead of plugging it in like we did in the examples, like we had actual equations and we plugged it in and found these values. Here they were giving you all the values, so you didn't have to do that. You just have to know the concept. Okay. Does that answer your question? Okay, so 43, it's a composite at 6. F of G, fog means G is going into the F. So work from in all the way out. So 6 going to the G first. So when you plug in 6 into the G, it outputs 4. So that goes there. Okay. All right, any other questions from any other section or this section? Yes. On this one, this section? 29. Okay. Still 2-7. 29 says find F of G of 0, right? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. I looked at 27. So they say fog of -2, right? So that means F of G of -2. So they said that F was going to be, in the question, 2x minus 3. And G is going to be 4 minus x squared. So F of G of -2 is really just 4 minus -2 squared, right? That's this right here. So this means this. You plug it into G. Find that result. Similar to what we did up here, except they didn't give us the answers, we need to find them ourselves. So this becomes 4 minus 4, right? Just -2 squared is 4. 4 minus 4. So now 0 goes into here. That will be 2 times 0 minus 3. That makes sense? Any questions on that?
Should you plug, shouldn't you have plugged G into F first?
You could have done it that way. You could have found the general function and then just plugged in the number.
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah.
That is sometimes a better way, but that is another way for sure. Since I was just doing one number, I said, I'm going to do it this way.
I see. You just kind of did the equation twice almost.
Yeah, so if you were to do the fog right away,
Yeah.
you can just plug that into the result, which I think I like that better. you were to find it, you would get 2 times 4 minus x squared minus 3, right? This goes in there, so that'll give us 8 minus 2x squared minus 3, which is 5 minus 2x squared. So then you could do this. Right, what's your time about?
Yeah. How come in this case the exponent doesn't go on the outside of the parentheses? But sometimes it does.
Here?
Yeah.
Well,
I
this,
understand what would happen if it did, but
well, the exponent is only on the x, and this entire thing, because this x doesn't have, right? It's a 1, so technically it is a 1.
Yeah.
Right. So if this was a 2, then this would also have a 2.
right. It's the okay.
Right. This should be -3. What do you get? So you can do it either way, like this or like this. Any other questions on 29? Or any other section? Doesn't matter.
On 2.3.
Okay. I'm gonna turn the page. Is that cool?
Yeah. So crafting question.
What number?
On,
One second. Let me find 2, 6. Okay. Number 9. Oh yeah. 1 second. And then I'm gonna draw that. So let me see if I can pop it up over here. Looks like garbage. Right, it was 2.3.
On page 179.
179. Share the screen here. All right, so we'll go through real quick. A through E, I guess. So part A, it's asking you which is larger, F of 0 or G of 0. So F is the red one, G is the blue one, right? You guys agree? So F of 0 is right here. G of 0 is right here. So which one is bigger? Right. When they say bigger or greater or whatever, they're talking about the y value. Okay, so clearly F of 0 is higher. So red is bigger. So you would just say F of 0 is equal to 3. G of 0 is equal to, looks like a half. Obviously bigger, right? Part B, same question, -3 and -3. -3 is over here. F of -3 right there. G of -3 is right here. So which one's bigger, F or G? Yeah, it's blue, right? G. Okay. Then it asks you, at which values are they equal? Which ones are equal? Yeah. So when they are intersecting, they are equal. Okay. So whenever they intersect, equal. Now, the D and E, where is F less than G? So right here and here, the red goes below the blue, right? See that? So what would be the interval? When is F below? When is the red below the blue? Right. So from here to here, and here to there. So right at interval, that'd be bracket. Yeah, -4, right? To -2 union. This is D. Yeah, we're doing D right now. Since it says equal to, we'll put a bracket on -2 and 2. 2 till 4. -4 to -2. Do you see how we choose those intervals? Right? Do you see? Okay. You see? You agree at this point, the red's below the blue, right? So when they're talking about where or find, they're talking about these, the x values. So the x is related to this y value here, and this y value here. On paper, you would just say, you would say, part D, -4 to -2, that's that first chunk, bracket, union with bracket, down, 2 till 4. So this is where the red is below the blue, or equal to, because it said equal to. Are there any questions on that? Right. So then the next part says, where is it? Doesn't say equal to, but when is the blue above the red, right? When is F greater than G? So from, no, I'm sorry. When is this red greater than blue? So from here to here, right? on top. So what's that x value? What's the other x value?
-2 to 2.
Right, so that's all you would say. So from -2 to 2, parentheses, because at -2 and 2, they're equal, so don't include those. You would say parentheses -2 to 2. F is greater, right? So G. F is that's neat. Okay. Any questions on that concept?
Okay, C, how did you back C again?
C. So when two functions are equal, that means graphically that means that they're intersecting there. So you just look at where the graph is touch each other there. So intersect at those 2 points. Yeah, they're equal when x is equal to -2 and x is equal to 2. Only to those 2 locations. It's not an interval, it's just exactly x equals -2, x equals 2.
So when it's not equal,
Everywhere else.
like a 3 and a 4 or something like that.
Wherever they don't touch, they're not equal. They have to be intersecting to be equal to each other. Does that make sense? So if they never intersect, they would never be equal. That also happens. Like, for example, 2 parallel lines will never have equality. If you try to find it or solve for it, you'll get no solution. Okay. All right. Any other questions about that problem or any other problems? Flash sections.
I can't figure out the setup of 29B.
29B, same section or no?
Yes, DLF of
But
oh, 6.7.
27. 27. What number?
With that,
Okay.
what did that be?
29. Oh, B. Okay. So we did A together, right? Okay. All right, that's fine. You write that down. So I'll switch back. 29. 2.729. All right, 29 is G of F of -2, right?
Yeah.
F is equal to 2x minus 3. G is equal to 4 minus x squared. So G of F of -2. You can do it in pieces or you can find the general one, however you want to do it. Doesn't matter to me. Plugging in -2 there would be this. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I'm going to switch and I forgot. My bad. All right, so F and G, we're looking for this. So this means that F of -2 means you plug it into here, right? Two times -2 is -4. minus 3, that will be g of -7, which would be 4 minus -7. Plug it into here now. So what would that be? Negative, right? Any questions on 29? Does that make sense, or what you got? You guys cool on this problem? Any other questions you'd like to do? Wait a minute if you have some. It's your opportunity to let me know where you're stuck or struggling with. And if it's not, then that's great. I expect A's from you. Someone's in Canvas. I'm gonna show you some real quick while you guys find a question. Okay, so I'm gonna update this material. This was from last semester. I put it in there just in case you want to get ahead during that break. I don't know if you look at it, but whatever. I didn't force you or tell you what to do. But I'm gonna update chapter 2 with the sub. I'm gonna combine all of the notes to one file. I'm gonna put it there. So I'm gonna turn this one off. Put the real one. I'm also going to put all the reviews and the YouTube links to this class and last class. Okay, so they'll be in there right here below. Look, where it says chapter 2, you'll have it right there. Also, I put a due date for homework. Homework 1. Well, I guess I didn't say it. Homework 1 is due on the 21st. The 20th at midnight. So there's plenty of extra time. So scan all to one PDF and just upload it, and I'll grade it at some point soon.
That'll be 2.1, 2.7.
Right. Some practice problem 2.8. I'm going to give you some right now before I forget. 13 through 27 odd. 31 through 45 odd. 49 through 61. I think that'd be more than enough. This is the inverse type right here, finding an inverse. This is the one-to-one stuff, and this will help with conceptual ideas. Do you have any other questions? If you guys want to head out, you can, but if you want to stick around and ask more questions, you are also allowed to.
I have a question about the hyperware.
Sure.
Could I use this one? Okay.